Huge breaking news. We spoke about this being the deadline day of all deadline days for Liverpool. They've had the most fabulous window.
Trent Alexander-Arnold has unexpectedly returned to Liverpool, and the timing alone has set the football world on edge. Just months after sealing a high-profile move to Real Madrid, the Liverpool-born defender was seen arriving quietly back on Merseyside. A moment that has instantly reignited debate, emotion, and intense speculation among fans. There were no announcements, no interviews, and no official explanation. But in modern football, silence often speaks louder than words. Alexander-Arnold's exit from Liverpool marked the end of an era, a product of the academy, a symbol of Klopp's golden generation, and a player who lifted every major trophy in red. Trent's decision to test himself in Spain was driven by ambition and the allure of the Bernabeu. Yet his return, even briefly, has reopened questions many believed were already answered. Supporters were quick to react. Social media erupted with theories, from casual visits to serious discussions happening behind closed doors. While some insist this is nothing more than personal business, others believe the situation may carry sporting significance, especially given Liverpool's ongoing transition and Real Madrid's tactical evolution. In Madrid, Alexander-Arnold's talent has never been doubted. His vision, passing range, and intelligence remain elite. However, adapting to a new league, a different footballing culture, and a system with extreme demands has not been straightforward. At Liverpool, he wasn't just a right back. He was a playmaker, a leader, and an extension of the club's identity. That emotional connection still matters. From Liverpool's perspective, the club is entering a crucial phase. Experience, leadership, and familiarity with the club's values are priceless assets. A player like Trent represents more than quality. He represents continuity, belief, and a bridge between generations. This unexpected appearance has also reopened the conversation around legacy. How players are remembered often depends on their final chapters, not their departures. A return, whether short-term or long-term, would completely reshape the story of Alexander-Arnold's career and his relationship with the Anfield faithful. Of course, nothing has been confirmed. No club statements, no official negotiations. But football history is full of moments that began quietly before exploding into headline-defining moves. For now, all eyes remain fixed on Merseyside. Is this simply a visit home, or the first step towards something far bigger? One thing is undeniable. Trent Alexander-Arnold's bond with Liverpool has not faded, and the story may still have pages left to be written. The waiting continues, and the football world watches closely.
The winter transfer window is officially open. There's plenty for clubs to do this month, and certain to be one of the talking points over the next few weeks is the future of Trent Alexander-Arnold at Liverpool. Real Madrid have made an approach to sign the defender, which has been knocked back. Alexander-Arnold is free to speak to foreign clubs from today, given his contract expires in the summer. Let's speak to our senior reporter, Melissa Reddy. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. What does this latest development tell us about where the two clubs and the player stand ahead of the summer when his contract runs out?
For Real Madrid, it tells us unequivocally that Trent Alexander-Arnold is their top fullback target, that there's no other alternatives they're really considering, because they're willing to pay upwards of £20 million to get a deal done now in advance of his free agency. So they're making it very clear that he's their guy and they're willing to pay for him. They're willing to get the deal done ahead of schedule, and they are keen to make a push now. It has to be said, Real would have never made an approach to Liverpool if they didn't receive encouragement from the players' end. And I have to stress at this point that that doesn't mean at all that Trent has been open to leaving Liverpool in January or that he wants to leave Liverpool in January. We have to remember that he's in the middle of a contract negotiation. So it benefits him for Real Madrid to show their hand. So Liverpool know that their intentions and they can make him an offer worth considering. I think he is actually in an incredibly strong position in terms of this negotiation. Now, with Liverpool, they were never, ever going to countenance his exit this month. That was a no-go. They made that very clear to Real, given their league and Champions League ambitions. They also haven't given up hope of keeping Trent and signing him to a new contract. And I think until he comes out and says, I want to leave for Madrid, they won't give up hope. Why should they? And so far, that hasn't been said.
Is there any danger that this situation with Real Madrid may be trying to destabilise Liverpool's charge in Europe? Could it cause a problem for Liverpool either in Europe or at home?
It is an awkward cloud hanging over Liverpool, not just Trent's contract situation, but Virgil van Dijk's and Mo Salah's as well. The thing with Trent is not only does he have a certain suitor, it's Real Madrid, who we know the transfer games they love to play. And now that it's January 1st, listen, they will have been having informal talks with Trent's representatives because that is how modern transfers work. So they'll know all the parameters of getting a deal over the line. But now that they can have formal engagement and that their interest in the player can be loud, can be forceful, they'll play into all of that. What I will say, though, is I sat down with Trent 2 weeks ago for Sky, and we did a long interview about the season, how it's going, the transition. He really, really enjoys working under Arne Slot. He loves the details, the tweaks he's made to his game. And all three players have a very, very good relationship with the manager. They love the football club. And ultimately, I think their ambitions to win silverware this season will take precedence over anything else, including their own futures.
Do you think, given what Real Madrid have just tried on, if you like, can you see other clubs making moves this month for Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah, who are also out of contract in the summer?
Yeah, we're talking about there in Mo Salah, the best player in the world on current form, and Virgil van Dijk is the best centre-back in the world. So it would be a bit of a surprise if elite clubs aren't looking at the situation and thinking, let's have a little bite. Although I think with those two players, they've made it so clear that they want to remain at Anfield that it's hard for another club to provide an alternative that's going to be as alluring to them. I also think we have to remember we're working with a very, very constricted market. So even the richest clubs in the world are failing to find the kind of funds and the level of transfer spend in terms of salaries that we've seen in the past. So despite their pedigree and the fact that they're in sensational form, both of them, I still think because of having their hearts set on Liverpool and the way the landscape is in terms of teams not having money, that it'll be very hard for any club to put a sales pitch together to tempt them.